Join us for BMW 5 Series review, comparing 550i and 540i, and also driving the 540i 6-cylinder. Let's go! The BMW 5 Series facelift here comes with a wider front double kidney, and it leads over directly to the headlamps now. They come standard with LED, optional the adaptive LED matrix light. Then they also have this L daytime running light. And optional the BMW laser light here signalized by these blue accentuations, and they work even better here with the black package here for the dark menacing front grille. The length of 5 Series 4 meters 96, 16'3" or 195 inches. Here with the facelift, just a little bit longer because of stronger overhangs with the new spoilers. And wheels come from 17 to 20 inch. Here the M550i would come standard with 19-inch wheels. Optional then, here the 20-inch wheels. You can see the most massive ones, of course, with a really sporty M styling. Also with the M badge right there. As for suspension, a normal 5 Series would come with a standard suspension, an optional adaptive suspension, which is one of the best adaptive suspensions out there. Here the M550i, the M Performance Sporty model, comes automatically with the adaptive suspension, but then is put 10 millimeters lower to get a sportier touch, and also the electronic setup of the dampers is then a little bit stiffer overall. New with the facelift is also that you can get the so-called integral active steering, so the rear axle steering for all models except the true M model. In general, the 5 Series facelift get these new tail lamps. They are more horizontally drawn and also show this kind of, is it L or C form, something in between, but definitely stresses the width of the vehicle. M550i badge right here because this M Performance model gets special inside exhaust. The outside here, these trapeze outside stylings of the exhaust tips, it's not fake, it's integrated with the rear exhaust, and this is basically now for all the different models. And now as a comparison, the 540i, here being the M Sport model, it doesn't look too different here in the lower area because the M Sport model essentially has the same design clues with the M550i here, with the same spoiler lip here and also the air intake. However, here we have the chrome frame around this new double kidney. There's no additional spoiler lip then for this M Sport package, so I think that's also a cleaner design. In the lower part, in the M Sport package, you also have a diffuser, and then you see here the new trapeze style exhaust tips, but they are once again one form or one unit with the real exhaust. The engine we have here in the M550i X-Drive, so all-wheel drive with rear-wheel bias. Here the 4.4-liter V8, 530 horsepower, limited to the sedan, this M Performance version. And this V8 engine is also in the base used for the true M5, and with more horsepower output. And on the other side, there would of course also be the 3-liter 6-cylinder petrol engines, also driving the 540i today, and the 2-liter 4-cylinder petrol engines next to also the 4-cylinder and 6-cylinder diesels, and plug-in hybrid now with the 5 Series. There's the plug-in hybrid for the 2-liter 4-cylinder petrol engine and the plug-in hybrid for the 3-liter 6-cylinder petrol engine. Here, with our driving test vehicle today, we have the 540i, 3-liter 6-cylinder, 333 horsepower and twin power turbos. The seating position itself, typical for this segment here in the sedan. Again, comfortable steering wheel, electric control right here, and with one with A6 or 6 with 1, still leaves some headroom, although here a little bit limited with the panoramic roof. Interior overview, new with the 5 Series facelift is more digitalization, infotainment system upgrades. It would still start for a base 5 Series with a 5.1-inch small screen with analog instruments. On the right side, 10.25-inch screen. That is also new as standard now. But here, either optional normal 5 Series or standard for this 550i model, 2 times 12.3-inch, left and right. On the left side you have the speed, and on the right side then you have the power output, and you can even better see that here in the sports gauges where you have the RPMs, and if Michelle revs it up a little bit, yay, like this, there you can also see it right there. And in the middle part you would also get GPS information if you have a destination set. Infotainment system, if the map here it does flicker a little bit on camera, that's just on camera, not on, for human eye. Really responsive, this map, so they really kept up the hardware. So many times we see manufacturers now evolving more software, but they're not keeping up with the hardware, but here it's really very well done. Legroom wise, there's still enough room left, but considering the package, the length of the vehicle, that's not ideal, so to speak. Here with the sedan you also have enough headroom, because here it's like lower, but then it raises a little bit to the rear. If you want a little bit more headroom, the Touring, the Estate version, if it's available on your market, then you also have a little bit more headroom. But for tall adults, again, 1.86 or 6 with 1, it still does work. As for the trunk, electric hatch here and 530 liters of capacity. Let me put it in the backpacking side. You can see that very well fits, no problem. If you would have a plug-in hybrid version of the 5 Series, it would be a little bit reduced in the height. Plop, that's 100 kilometers or 60 miles an hour. That was the launch control. Here, manual shifting mode, putting it to the left side. Sport traction mode, that's also okay when the road is dry here. And really impressive acceleration, and harmonious as well. This is really better and faster with the all-wheel drive. And of course, if you accelerate it out and you have somewhat of a wet road, then it's also safer with the all-wheel drive. The 5 Series in general, with this adaptive suspension, such a superb ride. This adaptive suspension does not let you miss any air suspension. So one of the very rare cars where you say, like, what advantage would an air suspension give me? Here you have great comfort and sportiness at the same time. In the normal comfort mode, the car is indeed a little bit more comfortable, and in the sport mode, stiffens up the suspension also a little bit. And we have 19-inch wheels here mounted, and even though with the 19-inch wheels, still a really, really great rolling comfort with this adaptive suspension. And let me put it to the sports mode once again. Throttle input is being increased. Great steering characteristic, also a precise and natural feeling. And here now, getting on the motorway, really good, and the handling is just superb. I mean, it's a big sedan, and it feels just as it would be smaller and more agile. Really awesome. Now on the motorway, wow, the 6-cylinder engine is just awesome. Distance control or the assisted driving assistance systems have been upgraded, and then it's supposed to keep your hands on the steering wheel all the time. This is just demonstration purposes here now, that the lane is being really very kept in the center, and after a while, when I don't have my hands on the steering wheel, I need to touch it. So that was already enough. So this capacitive sensor here now, really very sensitive. Now once again to the sports mode, and this is here once again the inline 6-cylinder, 120 kilometers an hour. So about like 70 miles an hour. Let's go. Almost 200 kilometers, almost 125 miles an hour. So already when you are at speed and accelerate further out, it's just amazing. Blind spot monitor, and it flashes also when I set the turning indicator. So blind spot monitor really useful because the beep pillar is quite thick right here. And once again, you also heard it when I was driving at really high speeds. The noise insulation is superb in this vehicle. lane change, once again, a lot of fun. But the facelift changes here with bigger infotainment, it's good to see while driving. Assistance systems upgrade, they are really flawless. So BMW at the moment also offering one of the best and most flawless assistance systems. Also the semi-autonomous functions are, I would say at the moment, probably the best with BMW indeed overall from the whole automotive industry. And now countryside driving, really relaxed. Again, this adaptive suspension, to me, one of the best suspensions there is on the market at all. Taking all air suspension and so on. I mean, it is somehow floating and soft. At the same time, you have a sporty feedback. I would just leave the car in the comfort mode all the time, no problem. Here, by the way, here in the comfort mode, when you do some slalom, thank you so much, speed limit change, yes. You see the car does tilt a little bit. You can also get the anti-tilt control, which is not in this vehicle here. You can get it for the M550i, for example. It's not really necessary, but it's a cool sporty thing to have. However, if you're here in the sports mode, again, gears are turned up higher, gauges change, and went up to 80 kilometers now once again. And when you then go right and left, you have a little bit more feedback, and then actually the car doesn't shake up that much. However, still in a very comfortable note. If you want it stiffer, M550i has the M setup then for the adaptive suspension. And now to our conclusion for today with the BMW 5 Series facelift, here today with the sedan special and looking at the 550i versus the 540i. The M performance model, of course, even sportier in design, and basic difference is 8-cylinder versus either 6-cylinder or then also 4-cylinder for a base 5 Series. However, in the styling here, since we have the M Sport package today for the 540i, you can make this one already really sporty looking. And then the question is, do you want the chrome frame around the double kidney? Are you in the M Performance model with the cerium grey, or do you pick the shadow line and with the black frame around? That really depends then on your liking. But definitely a sportier styling for the 5 Series. Not too drastic changes, more with the horizontal lamps in the front and the horizontal tail lamps. This is the main exterior difference. Interior, more digitalization. Good that you have the newest operating system by BMW, even as standard, and then optional this 2x 12.3-inch setup. That's biggest digital change. And of course the new SensorTech seats, which we did not have today, but we have shown that to you already in another episode. We also did the overlay pictures and so on. So the new SensorTech seats, they are really striking, more sustainability and more animal friendly, of course, and even a gain for the customer, because at a very decent price, or even standard in the US, you can get a high luxury seat, soft and also breathable due to this perforation. So overall, I think really useful changes here with the BMW 5 Series facelift. And driving here today, the inline 6-cylinder, really cool, one of my favorite engines, not only from BMW, but overall on the market. If you think about the classic ICEs, this one here with a good fuel economy, if you like, but still at the same time at a good performance ratio as well. If you want to also see a driving review of the new M550i, please leave us your comments. We already have a pre-facelift review of that one, but maybe you're interested also to see it facelifted in driving. Was not possible yet, but of course we can do it at a later stage. Thank you so much for tuning in today. See you next time.